The Premier League is the best league in the world. The biggest clubs in the world are fighting there for the Champions League places and the Premier League title. To be precise, Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham were on the top for the last few years. Also, some smaller clubs like Brighton and Hove Albion, West Ham, and this season also Aston Villa could fight for the top places. Squads from the Premier League teams are on average the most expensive ones in the world, and that's because they get the highest TV money and therefore spend the most money on the transfer market every year. Nowadays, transfers for over 100 million euros are for the top clubs a casual thing. They literally overpay every player. For the last two seasons, the best examples are Moise Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez and Mudryk by FC Chelsea, Anthony and Højlund by Man United, Grealish by Man City, or Darwin Núñez by Liverpool. So, the problem the last 5 years in the Premier League were not the squads or the prestige of the clubs, it was the relatively boring title race. The last 5 winners of the Premier League were 4 times Manchester City and 1 time Liverpool. The tension for the win of the title could be higher when you see how many strong teams compete against each other. Every year there were 2 teams fighting for the championship, like last year Arsenal and Man City, or the year before City and Liverpool. There, City won the championship with 1 point more in the end. However, the remaining teams were always far away from the second to third place, as they usually fell short against smaller teams early in the season. This season is different. The title race is on fire, and there are still 5 teams who can compete for the title, with Tottenham at the 5th place, only being 6 points behind the first. Above Tottenham are Manchester City, Aston Villa, Liverpool, and Arsenal. None of these teams could really dominate consistently in the first half of the season. They often struggled against weaker teams, and everybody has lost some games or only played out a draw. At first, Tottenham could silence the haters, who after the departure of Harry Kane made even more fun of the trophyless club, with winning consistently. But after the 4-1 lose against Chelsea on matchday 11, they fell a little bit apart. Also caused some important players being injured and players suspended due to red cards. City, who have 1 game less because of the Club World Cup, were a long time second, climbed on the first place, after also being solid at the start of the season. But after that, they began to drop much points in the last few minutes of every game, like in the matches against Chelsea, Tottenham or Crystal Palace, which they all drew. They also had to deal with some injuries of their key players like Rodri or De Bruyne. So it was Arsenal's turn to take the lead. They played very consistent this season and just dropped a few points, before fumbling it during the Boxing Days with 2 losses against West Ham and Fulham. Liverpool took the lead and stayed at the top until now, after delivering consistent results and not losing any major points against other contenders. The big surprise is Aston Villa, who are currently second, beating title contenders like City and Arsenal 1-0, or demolishing some solid clubs like Brighton 6-1. Under Unai Emery, they overperformed their expectations extremely and secured them a Champions League spot in the winter table. So, the tied table is currently led by Liverpool with 34 points, followed by Aston Villa with 32. City and Arsenal both have 40 points and are therefore 1 point above Tottenham. But not only the table is really exciting, the games between these teams are also very close. They are unpredictable and they lose points against each other. Some examples are the wins from Aston Villa, the 3-3 between Tottenham and City, the win from Arsenal over City, and the draw between Arsenal and Liverpool. Also, the players from these teams are performing really well right now. City's Haaland has 18 goals and assists, followed by Tottenham's Heung-min Son and Villa's Ollie Watkins, with both having 17. Only Mohamed Salah can surpass them with an outstanding number of 22 goals and assists. Either way, it's refreshing to see that the race in January is not only between two teams, and there is really a competition. So guys, who do you think will win the Premier League this year? Write it us in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you.